Welcome, basketball fans. You have come to the right place. We are going to dive into NBA future bets. I'm Alex for Odds Checker, here with former Las Vegas Sportsbook Director Micah Roberts and former odds maker for the Las Vegas line, Kenny White, also known as the Wizard of Odds. All right, you two, before we get into our future odds, and I want to get to you guys to find the best value possible, I have a question for you. Who ends with the better record, the Philadelphia 76ers or the Brooklyn Nets?
I'll go on that. I'll go ahead and say the Sixers. I think James Harden's going to be an improvement for them. They've needed another scorer over there. Ben Simmons, he's still got to get in shape. I know he's been running and stuff, but I know he didn't work on his free throws. I know he did not work on his free throws. So late in the games, you got to pull them out. That's a thing for the Nets to have to worry about. Kyrie's going to be great, but how many times is he going to play back-to-back? No, how many times is he going to play in Brooklyn? Is that going to happen? Other people are coming in that haven't been vaccinated and are able to play in Brooklyn. Why can't Kyrie Irving? So Durant will be back. I think they'll maybe get out of the play-in mode, but I see the Sixers contending for a number one seed, actually. So, yes, Sixers for me.
That's a pretty high praise, number one seed to I guess, Miami is playing very well. They could catch Miami. I do like the addition of Harden with Embiid. But I do like, when you get Durant, Simmons, and Kyrie all together, and the surrounding supporting cast they've really built now through these trades, I think the Nets have a better shot. Right now, the Nets the favorite to win the East at plus $3, the Sixers plus 340. So who has the better record in the second half of the season will be the Sixers. They already have a better record, and they should have a little bit of a jump start on Brooklyn because Durant's still out, Kyrie not playing in the home games, and we don't know when Simmons does make his appearance, but I got to believe it's going to be very soon. And hopefully he's been practicing his free throws. He's had enough time to do that.
He hasn't.
Well, he's had enough time to, so I hope he has. So I say the Sixers end up with a better record and the better seed, but I say Brooklyn goes further in the playoffs.
All right, let's stay right here in the Eastern Conference. Who are you guys looking at to win that conference? Micah, let's start with you.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, I could see the Sixers getting there. I love what Miami's done, but Chicago's right there as well, playing amazing. DeMar DeRozan getting into MVP consideration. He's just kind of carrying the team, scoring, 35 every night, it seems like. And you need that. And then you got Zach LaVine coming back, and they just got a nice rotation. I don't know what happened. There was a 2-week stretch where they just were absolutely awful. And I know LaVine wasn't playing then, but something to think about here. But I don't see any teams sneaking up. I don't see that team. Maybe Toronto, not to win the East, but they're playing really well right now. Team to look at. The Heat. I mean, they don't get any respect really, but all they do is just go out and ball. Jimmy Butler's amazing. Doesn't get a lot of credit. Doesn't put up those huge numbers, but he's a walking 27.8 rebound, 8 assist guy every night and makes the big shots. I don't think he gets enough credit. So, for the best value, I think I would take the Sixers right now.
Yeah, value, I'm going to go with the Atlanta Hawks at 50-1 to win the East. This is a team that finished 27-11 last year, made a little run in the playoffs, played well. They started the year a little sluggish this year, but now they're 11-5 ATS before the break. And straight up, I love the rotation. Trae Young, he's an all-star. John Collins, I think, is a great player. Herder and Hunter and Capella. Bogdanovich, this team has depth, and with Bogdanovich coming off the bench now, maybe one of the best 6 men in the NBA. So I really like what they've done here as a favorite. How can you not like the Milwaukee Bucks at 3-1? They won it all last year. They have the continuity. They've got the players. And now they're starting to play. They're really putting it together. I mean, I love the way Drew Holiday's playing. Chris Middleton, Giannis, the best player in the NBA. And Bobby Portis has stepped up to really help this rotation. And they have a really good supporting cast as well. So the Bucks would be my favorite to win the East.
Okay, I like the Bucks as well. Let's go to the West Conference. Before we get into the odds, I want to ask you guys, there's a prop out there. Will the Lakers make the playoffs? Would you be on the yes or the no?
I'm not quite sure because the West is so hard. We're talking about the 7th, 8th, 9th play-in game. We're talking about making the playoffs as a top 6 seed. And I just don't see them getting to that juncture. And I think LeBron James is going to play his heart out. And when he gets motivated and he gets, down embarrassed by his teammates, he steps up and he calls them all out. And he's doing that with the Lakers right now, or he will to start this run. He doesn't want to go down like that in LA, and Westbrook's been a bad fit. So I just think the West is so deep and so hard. I would say no, and that means not making the top 6 seed.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough with it. Without Anthony Davis for a month now, that really hurts. If they had AD, I would say yes, they're going to make the playoffs. They'll finish 6th, maybe even 5th that high. The continuity has to come. All of these teams have problems with continuity when they bring new players in. But Westbrook's a guy that won an MVP. James MVP. Davis is MVP. These guys are players that are in elite basketball players. And Westbrook, obviously, they're all older, so they have taken a little bit of a beating. But if they're all three running on all cylinders at the end of the year, fighting for the same thing, pulling on the rope in the same direction, the Lakers are going to be a tough team to beat. They could go on a 10, 11, 12-game winning streak and push themselves back in this, but they would need AD to do that. So I'm going to say they do not make the top 6. They'll be in the playoff, the tournament, the Final Four to try to get one of the final 2 spots. And then when AD's back, maybe they make a run and they upset somebody in the first round.
Okay, both on the same side there. Let's look at the West now and the odds to win it. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Phoenix Suns, they have been at the top of this conference all season long. Micah, who do you like in the West?
Yeah, the Suns had the benefit of playing when the Warriors lost Draymond Green, and so they extended that. The Warriors look like the best team in basketball with Draymond Green, and he'll be back, I think, in a week or so. So we'll see the Warriors turn around there. But the Suns, amazing. They're not going to be with Chris Paul for 6 to 8 weeks with the broken thumb or hand. So that's going to be something to watch here. But they have such a big lead already. They're 6.5 above the Warriors. They're going to play well, maybe not as great as they've been playing. Like, what did they close on? An 18-1 run into the All-Star break. That's pretty impressive. And most of it's been Devin Booker just putting up solid numbers night after night. And obviously Chris Paul running the show. They're a much worse team without him. So that's something to watch there. I think the Warriors will catch up a little bit, maybe not win the division, but they're going to be ready for the playoffs, probably a number 2 seed, unless Memphis comes up. This is a team I've been betting all year, number 1 cover team, number 1 in assists, steals, and rebounds. Ja Morant playing well every night. This is a team that I would think can move up to the number, they're already at 3, I think, right now. Who else do we have here? The Jazz, they just got Gobert back. They're going to start a run. And then the Denver Nuggets, wait till they get Jamal Murray, maybe Michael Porter back. Jokic has been carrying this team all season long without jump shooters. And if they can just improve themselves right there, they're 3 games above the cutoff line for the play-in, and then 3 games below getting a home seed. So if they get those jump shooters back, so it's wide open. I mean, I hate to take the favorite here, but I'll go with Memphis. Actually, I think they're going to continue their roll on. So it's not quite the top choice there, but Memphis I've been overly impressed with. So that's
11-1. Yeah, that's 11-1. That's a nice price for the West. And John Morant is an amazing player. He's going to turn into maybe the best in the NBA. I don't know. You almost picked every team there first before you finally settled on.
It's so
on
deep. These guys, any one of those teams could be in the NBA Finals, and it's true. They are so good.
I agree. With Jamal Murray back for Denver, they would be a team that could make a run. But Phoenix without Chris Paul, that's going to hurt. Golden State's going to get Draymond back, and James Wiseman will be coming back soon. Klay Thompson has not played with Draymond yet. They're going to have their team back together, and they should be the favorites now to win the West. I like the Jazz at 6-1. I like their continuity. I like their head coach, Quinn Snyder. They're a very good team as well. Donovan Mitchell's a great player, and Rudy Gobert, and they've got a great supporting cast there as well. So that's a team I think can make a run. I'm going to take the Jazz as my long shot, and the Warriors as my favorite at plus 210.
It'll be fun to see how this plays out. Let's move to MVP. Who are you guys looking at in this category?
Well, Embiid, I think, is going to get it just because people, I don't know, there's a faction of people that did not like Jokic getting the MVP last season and were upset about it. And it's like Embiid didn't play every game, first of all. That's one of my criteria. I think you got to play. You do the load management, take off back-to-back games. I'm sorry. I mean, you're resting. You're not competing for the MVP. Just one of my little things there. So Jokic 3-1. He's having almost a better year. The guy's shooting 57% from the field, 37% from threes, the same as Steph Curry. Jokic 3-pointers, same as Steph Curry. It sounds just unbelievable, but it is true. I like Ja Morant at 12-1 and DeMar DeRozan at 20-1, even though I believe Embiid will get it. He'll get the votes. He's been dominant. He's carrying the Sixers. So I would give him that, but definitely Ja Morant and DeRozan. I'm looking at them. Ja Morant 12-1 at Caesars, DeMar DeRozan 20-1 at Caesars as well.
Yeah, Ja Morant's an excellent choice. At 13-1, I've even been seeing that high. He would be my long shot guy, Ja Morant at 13-1. And then, yeah, I got to go with the Giannis, who won it back-to-back before Jokic finally beat him out. Giannis is starting to come on now. He'll average this year, end up averaging more than 30 a game, the highest in his career. He's still not even at his peak yet, just 27 years old. His numbers are going to get better and better as the year this last month and a half of the season. I think he's going to dominate, and the Bucks are going to go on a big run and maybe end up with the best record in the East, which will give Giannis an MVP award.
Let me ask you this, Kenny. What if Jason Tatum continues to roll the way he's been playing, 9-1 to close out the first half for the Celtics before the All-Star game, and most of it's been him carrying the team night after night. If they continue to go on a run, could he be a choice of some of the voters?
Well, I guess if he continues to play the way he's been playing right now, 300-1 Jason Tatum to win an MVP.
Wow.
All right, last but not least, let's talk about the championship. Who do you guys have winning it all this year?
Ooh, I'm going to go with the Warriors or the Grizzlies. Whoever wins the West is going out, but I'll take those two. And if Chris Paul comes back, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I like them all. I told you that. I like all the West teams. So I'm rooting for them all there. But the Warriors with Draymond Green back and what I saw with them together, even without Klay Thompson, did look certainly like the best team in the NBA, at least the first third of the season.
Give me the defending champs at 6-1. The defending champs, I got everybody back except Tucker, and I think they may even be better than they were last year. I'll take Giannis to win another NBA championship at 6-1.
Great information as always. I might be more confused than before I started watching the video, though. We know the West is stacked, but it'll be fun to see how it turns out this season. Micah Roberts, Kenny White, thank you both so much. Thank you all for watching. I'm Alex for Odds Checker. We'll see you next time.